Thanks so much for joining us. It's September 28th, 2024. Here in East Tennessee, we're now experiencing what some are calling the worst flooding event in the history of the area. At the very least, we can safely call this a historic flooding event. So much is happening, there's so much to cover, we'll likely miss some important points in this video. Please feel free to provide any updates or new information in the comments. We will continue to have a watchful eye on reports and stay on the ground to bring you all more info as it happens. I do want to mention before we go any further that attached to this video you will find a fundraiser button. We'd like to ask anyone who is able to join us in supporting the American Red Cross, which provides support to affected individuals during this type of natural disaster. Through YouTube's giving program, all donations collected in this way, 100% of those will go directly to the charity. In short, this is tragic. Not tragic in the same way as the destruction along the Big Bend of Florida, but a very, very serious situation. We have dam failures, interstate shutdown, and towns completely underwater in East Tennessee and western North Carolina. And yes, the state of Tennessee is under a state of emergency, and that's what we're going to talk about first. Our current state of emergency activation status is level 3. So what is a level 3 state of emergency? At this level, a serious emergency or minor disaster has occurred, or a situation is deteriorating rapidly, and public warnings are being issued. The Tennessee Emergency Management Plan is activated, and a state of emergency is automatically declared. In this situation, the key or specifically needed emergency service coordinators for state departments are recalled to duty the state's Emergency Operations Center. So in a level 3 state of emergency, most of the response stays in-house with the state. But as you can already see, and as you're going to see throughout the remainder of this video, things are very serious. And I can't imagine a situation where additional help is not going to be needed here. Which is what a level 2 major disaster state of emergency looks like. This level describes an event that will likely exceed local capabilities and require a broad range of state or federal assistance. In such situations, the Tennessee Emergency Management Agency's full staff and most of the emergency support functions outlined in the Tennessee Emergency Management Plan have been activated for 24-hour continuous operation. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if not too long in the future we see this upgraded. We're going to start off with some news about some dam failures here, or imminent dam failures. Yesterday, it was reported by several news sources that the Waterville Dam had failed.
Also confirming a dam there has suffered a, quote, catastrophic failure.
Waterville Dam failure happened at 3:24 Eastern Time. This dam is near Newport, Tennessee, about 50 miles east of Knoxville.
Breaking news. Downtown Newport, we've learned, has been ordered to evacuate. The County Emergency Management Agency sharing that people need to leave the area after what we are told is a, quote, catastrophic failure of the Waterville Dam. This is right at the Tennessee-North Carolina state line.
Then Duke Energy and the Tennessee Emergency Management Agency both quickly stated that the dam had not failed. The most current information is that the dam did not fail, nor was it breached. However, much like all the other dams in East Tennessee, it is taking on a great deal of water. Nolichucky Dam has failed. This is a horrifying sight. The National Weather Service in Morristown extended its flash flood warning after Nolichucky operators reported the failure of Nolichucky Dam, causing flash flooding downstream. The flash flood warning is for north central Cott County, southwestern Greene County, and southeastern Hamlin County in East Tennessee. Some residents in the flood's path have traveled away from the carnage to churches to set up as shelters, including Asbury United Methodist. So I can't stress enough, if you're in an evacuation zone and you have the capability to do so, please evacuate. Heading into western North Carolina, near Asheville, the Lake Lord Dam was breached and was near failure. However, at some point on the 27th, emergency officials warned that the Lake Lord Dam water levels were now receding. In that area, emergency personnel have rescued more than 25 people through swift water rescue. Hours earlier, the department said water was cresting the dam and flowing around the sidewalls. Structural supports have been compromised, but the dam wall is currently holding. Evacuations have occurred from the dam to Island Creek Road. Evacuation sirens are sounding downstream of the dam. Emergency personnel are working with the structural engineers and are going house to house to ensure all citizens have been evacuated. Evacuees are being transported temporarily to Ingalls and Lake Lure. And that was all from the Facebook page of the emergency management there in the area. Back over on Interstate 40 at the Tennessee-North Carolina border, we have a section of I-40 that has collapsed due to a mudslide. Now, it appears it's happened on the eastbound lanes going into North Carolina, but that side of the highway is completely shut down now. A bridge on I-26 has completely collapsed in Unicoi County, Tennessee. It's been confirmed that the bridge is a complete loss, as you can see here.
Looks to be gone. We've been talking with local law enforcement all evening about it, and it seems as if that section of the intersection or interstate seems to be just about gone. And here at the Jackson Love Highway, crews right behind me, they've been surveying the Jackson Love Bridge as well.
Also in Unicoi County, people were trapped on the roof of the hospital there because of floodwaters from the Nolichucky River. These 60 people have since been rescued and are safe and sound now.
But we can take a little live look over at the Unicoi County Hospital. Of course, all this rushing water, the hospital, of course, is under that.
And a couple towns to cover next. First up, Newport, Tennessee, completely underwater, as you can see from the footage here.
An immediate order of evacuation has been issued for the entire downtown Newport area as the Waterville Dam has failed here in Cott County. Behind me, you can see the line of people making their way out of town. Emergency vehicles pouring through this area here on Highway 70, turning people around. You can't get down to Newport anymore. Coming down Highway 70, they've got the left turn lane blocked on the off ramp here of Interstate 40, and you can't go down much further than where I'm standing.
And then also the popular rafting destination Hartford, Tennessee, right off of Interstate 40, not far from the collapse that we just saw, is completely underwater as well.
Back to Hartford for a moment. Earlier in the day, TDOT shared this video. Watch as a propane tank moves across the flooded street. You can see they're apparently propelled by gas that was escaping inside.
And for our last piece of information here, Douglas Dam is now receiving warnings. Now this is a little closer to this side of the Smokies, so Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge, and Sevierville, than the rest of these stories. But the Sevier County Emergency Management Agency stated due to floodwaters from the French Broad, Pigeon River, and the Nolichucky River, Douglas Lake will be rising to near full pool levels in the next 24 hours, and this was released earlier today. Due to this, Douglas Dam will be discharging significant water. Residents and property owners on Douglas Lake need to ensure all docks, boats, and items are secured. Residents living along the French Broad need to secure items near the river and have a plan to evacuate if needed. It's specifically stating that Deerfield Mobile Home Park and the lower side of Bingham Island subdivision are under evacuation orders as of right now. So yeah, we just have a huge swath of terrible situations going on here in East Tennessee. The only silver lining that I can find here is that it's been a while since it's rained. Hopefully these water levels are going to be going down very soon. But that does not spell the end of the tragedy for these homes and communities that were impacted by the floods. This likely spells months upon months of cleanup and restoration in these areas. And because of that, we'll once again ask anyone that's able, hit that fundraising button and give what you can and join us in this effort to support these individuals and communities and families that were impacted by the floodwater from Hurricane Helene. As this is a developing story, we will keep our ear to the ground on any new developments. Please, everybody, be safe out there. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.